Right now at 6, Chippewa Falls Police Department responds to calls about a school shooter, but schools are empty for spring break. And Wisconsin lawmakers move bills forward that would straighten penalties for reckless drivers and carjackers.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Dora Strar. Ken is off tonight. Chippewa Falls police say there were several swatting calls today, including some towards Chippewa Falls schools. Chippewa Falls police told News 8 Now that dispatch got a call just before 9:30 this morning claiming there was an active shooter at the high school. They say the caller had a heavy accent and was vague in responses to the dispatcher. The school district is currently on spring break and there were no students at the school. Officers checked all schools in the town after the call. A sergeant with the police department says they learned of multiple other law enforcement agencies in the state who responded to swatting calls today. Wisconsin's legislature approved 2 Republican-authored bills that would increase penalties for reckless driving and carjacking. Supporters say it's in response to increased incidents in places like Milwaukee. The Senate passed a bill increase carjacking penalties today, and both chambers passed a bill that would allow police to impound a repeat reckless driver's vehicle. That bill now goes to Governor Tony Evers, who said he looks forward to signing both measures. The state assembly also approved a Republican-authored bill that would force the state's parole commission to meet in public and post its decisions online. Republicans have criticized the commission after it decided to parole a man convicted of killing his wife. The wife's family was not notified of the decision until a few days before the release. This bill mandates the commission follow Wisconsin's open meetings law. The Department of Corrections would be required to post the names of all people granted or denied parole, as well as monthly and annual totals. The bill also tightens a guarantee that victims have the right to speak at parole hearings. GOP lawmakers took the final step needed to stop Governor Evers from banning conversion therapy in the state. Conversion therapy is a discredited practice that attempts to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. Republicans voted over the objections of Democrats to allow therapists and others to practice conversion therapy. Republicans used a procedural block to block any future attempts to ban the practice through 2024. No Republican lawmakers spoke in favor of allowing conversion therapy before they all voted to block the ban. Democrats spoke out about the move after the vote.
LGBTQ+ youth are already vulnerable and in need of support. They need to know that if they seek out a licensed therapist, that person must abide by professional standards that do not allow conversion therapy.
I cannot remain silent and allow younger generations to endure hatred, fear, and bigotry that I and others before me have suffered.
Conversion therapy for people under 18 have been banned in more than a dozen cities, including La Crosse. At least 20 states have outlawed the practice for minors. Well,
Well, good evening, everybody. Temperatures today not bad. We were in the 40s and 50s. Upper 30s was the rule across portions of Eau Claire County, Chippewa County, even Rusk County. Eau Claire made it to 39. Winona made it to 43. Look at Prairie du Chien. You made it to the big 50. 53 was the high in Boscobel, and right now we're still seeing temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s across our southern zones, which is Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. Decorah, you're at 41. Verogua, you're at 42. Sparta's at 41. Mid 30s from Eau Claire up to Ladysmith, and we're substantially cooler as compared to 24 hours ago. 10 degrees cooler in La Crosse, 15 degrees cooler in Preston, 9 degrees cooler in Decorah, 6 degrees cooler in Prairie du Chien. Boscobel, 5 degrees cooler. Now, we take a look outside. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there. We have sunny skies at the airport. 41 degrees is the current temperature. It feels like 46 out there with winds out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. There's the radar scan right now. We have a clean sweep across the majority of the News 8 Now viewing area. But Dua, coming up in the first warn forecast, we're going to talk about temperatures going back into the upper 40s, low 50s. We will talk about some precip chances, and I think the majority of it will be rain, maybe a little bit of a snow shower, though. As we know, March is Mother Nature's wild card, if you will. It can be tornadoes or snowstorms. Take your pick.
Oh, don't say
all
that.
All the above.
Don't say
all the
that.
above, my friend.
All right, we'll check in with you later.
Bet.
Rural areas are seeing a shortage in healthcare workers, and that includes pharmacists. Toma Health and UW-Madison have been teaming up for the past 2 years to help get pharmacy students experience in a rural hospital setting. A set of students spend 6 weeks at Toma Health. Along with spending time with pharmacists at the hospital, the students are working on projects and bringing new ideas to the department. The pharmacy department's director says working in a rural setting means becoming a jack of all trades.
We don't specialize in any type of care. We specialize in everything. You can see a lot of things that come into Toma Health that you may not see, in some of the bigger facilities.
One of the students is wrapping up her 6 weeks at Toma Health, and her name is Chelsea Moyer. Moyer is from Green Bay, but says she enjoys being in small communities and wants to work in rural healthcare setting when she's done with her education. She says patients are more appreciative of their care, and she likes being able to be a part of the team and seeing the impact she can have on healing.
So you really got to know those patients, and from day to day you were able to really follow their care and make sure that everything was going well for them. So I really appreciated the opportunity to work so closely with the providers, the nurses, and get to know the patients as well.
Moyer says she'll do a residency in West Virginia, but plans to move back to work in rural areas of the Midwest. Mayo Clinic Health System is partnering with Be the Match to save lives. Over 12,000 patients search for donors through Be the Match, but only about half of those patients find matches. Both organizations are hosting multiple swabbing events to combat this issue. Anyone 18 to 40 years old can go to these events to join Be the Match's registry. Participants will register from their phones and be given a cheek swab. According to event organizers, the process of joining the registry is simple and easy.
It's a very short form. It asks you a couple questions. It takes about 4 minutes, and we can do the swabbing right here. It's about a 10-second cheek swab. Not painful at all, very quick and easy, painless process.
You can join the donor registry by going to Western Tech's Wellness Center until 6:30 tonight. If you aren't free then, there will be another event at UWL Student Union tomorrow from 11 to 2. Well, Pearl Street is a popular place for both tourists and locals, and behind half the businesses on those few blocks are women. We meet a few of these women who say their presence matters.
During Markdown Madness at Dahl Auto, choose from over 700 vehicles at 6 Dahl dealerships. Then make no payments until June. Plus, sell or trade your old car to get an extra $500 over book value. This month only at Dahl Auto.
Transform the look of your home with 11% off all garage doors at Menards. Choose from our wide variety of colors and styles. Or design the perfect door for your home at Menards.com. Get this 9x7 garage door for $399.99 after rebate. Keep your home's exterior protected with Cedar Creek vinyl siding. This low-maintenance siding withstands the elements and comes in 16 colors ready to install. Get double white vinyl siding for $499 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Sit on this, sit on that, sit on this, hey, sit on that, sit on this, sit on that. Hey!
King Furniture has thousands of items in stock and ready for immediate delivery. You can see it, buy it, and enjoy your new furniture in your home today.
Sit on this, sit on that.
I don't like Dan Kelly.
I think he's corrupt.
First of all, he recused himself from the Zignego case because of ethical concerns.
Then he took $20,000 from Zignego and his family. After he got the money, he unrecused himself so he could judge the case.
That's not something a judge with any ethics would do.
That's textbook corruption.
It's all in the public record, too. Dan Kelly is too corrupt. He's too extreme.
And he doesn't care about us.
Selling your car yourself can take weeks. Selling to an online reseller takes days. Selling your car to Dahl Auto takes 30 minutes. And you'll get an extra $500 over book value. Dahl Auto. Simple.
Women's History Month is a chance to spotlight women's accomplishments. Of all the businesses on Pearl Street in downtown La Crosse, at least 8 are women-owned. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen spoke with some of those business owners and shares why their presence matters.
Now, I did some research this week and I found out that most of the businesses on Pearl Street are operated by women. In fact, about half of this block is run by one pair of sisters.
Downtowns are the heart of a city. On Pearl Street, women-owned businesses help keep that heart beating.
Owning your own business, it's definitely a lot of hard work, but it's really rewarding.
Asia Thelman and Danny Petersley are a big part of that. They're sisters who inherited their family business, owning not one, but nearly every storefront on West Pearl Street.
There's just always so much going on.
To Asia and Danny, owning a business, or several, is nothing new.
It shouldn't be something that's kind of, like an outrageous concept, really.
But still, as female business owners, their role is special.
I think that all the different types of people that will own businesses is the more the better.
Just down the street, past shops and studios, Beth Hardung's business is a little more novel.
Wow. Yeah. It's like when you're a little kid and you wake up and you remember it's your birthday and you have that excitement. It's like that every single day for me, that I get to come and work at a bookstore.
She's owned Pearl Street Books for over a year now, and she's using her role to share the stories of others.
The beauty of a book is the story, and that's what these history months are about.
At the same time, she's writing her own.
It's a time to remember that there are countless women whose shoulders I'm standing on right now who worked so tirelessly and courageously to fight for equity, fight for justice, fight for opportunity for me.
Women at the heart of history. On Pearl Street in La Crosse, Emily Haugen, News 8 Now.
If you'd like to check them out, we'll post all of the women-owned Pearl Street businesses on our website, news8000.com. Well, coming up, a survivor of the Holocaust is in La Crosse. He'll share his experiences at a presentation, making sure history is not forgotten.
And in the world of weather, we have a clean sweep on the radar scan for now. Some parts of our viewing area, especially in the southern zones, may see a few snow showers, but we're talking temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s by this weekend. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
Come to Slumberland and get 20% off our beautiful new furniture and decor during our Spring Spruce Up event. We've got fresh new looks, like sleek new upholstery for your living area, plus extra discounts on recliners, patios, Sealy mattresses, and sectionals, including our new super versatile modular sectional. Get an extra 20% off Slumberland low prices during our Spring Spruce Up event right now at Slumberland Furniture. And check out our easy new mattress rating system to get you in your perfect bed.
She locked him in his room, starved her son to death. The 16-year-old boy weighed only 42 pounds when he died. She could have got 25 years, but she got lucky. Judge Janet Protasewicz set her free. No time in prison. He strangled and raped his 79-year-old aunt. He faced 25 years, but he got lucky too. Protasewicz let him off with only 5. Tell Judge Protasewicz this is not justice. Stop protecting criminals.
Let's create your dream home at our area's only home show from the La Crosse Area Builders Association. The only home show where you'll meet over 100 businesses ready to make your home remodel dreams happen. Basement to roof, front yard to back. The only home show with Friday date night, Saturday community day, and Sunday family day. Details are at labahomeshow.com. The LABA Home Show, sponsored by XL Energy and Window World of La Crosse. March 24th through the 26th at the Onalaska Omni Center.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
He's going to speak now.
The bad news. Most cell companies only give you discounts if you meet their hidden requirements.
I bet he says the good news now.
The good news. US Cellular gives you $830 off any phone when you choose an unlimited evolved plan. No plan restrictions or trade-ins needed.
So nice.
So, friend who always has a broken phone can finally get a new one.
It's just a scratch.
It's broken.
No. Oh.
It's busted.
We're good. Oh, no.
Get $830 off any phone with no hidden requirements. US Cellular, built for us.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Tomorrow, Viterbo University will continue its tradition of bringing Holocaust survivors to the Coulee region. This year's guest speaker, Peter Feigl, shared his story 11 years ago today and is returning to teach the lessons of the Holocaust. After the 94-year-old's parents were killed in Auschwitz in 1942, people helped Feigl hide in various places until he emigrated to the U.S. in 1946. Feigl will speak on his experiences tomorrow at Viterbo. He says it's important to share stories of the Holocaust with youth while himself and other survivors are still alive to tell them.
It's absolutely essential that the few surviving people, such as I, have an opportunity to speak to young people and to teachers, because history is forgotten very easily, very quickly.
Tomorrow's event is free and open to the public. Although the event starts tomorrow at 7, event organizers recommend arriving over 30 minutes early. We posted more information about the event on news8000.com. Well, after a 3-year pause, the conductor wannabes are back. 6 conductor wannabes were unveiled. Conductor wannabes are members of the community who raise money towards a charity of their choice and the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra. Community members can vote for their favorite wannabe conductor. Each vote costs $2. The top 2 conductors with the most votes will get to conduct a piece at the symphony's concert in May. Wannabe conductor Bill LaRue says his charity of choice is the La Crosse Children's Museum.
They're building a musical exhibit, and you get kids involved at a very young age, and that's where music starts. So very excited to be here, and you know, this is a fun contest and it's a great time. And you know, I'd look great conducting the orchestra.
LaRue's mom began her career with the symphony in 1949. LaRue says it would be an honor to conduct the symphony with his mom in the audience. Voting ends on May 1st, and we have information on how to cast your vote on our website, news8000.com. Well, we are going to take a quick break and head over to weather. Eric, we've seen lots of sunshine, but I heard that there are some showers coming up.
There are. Now, let me give you the little bit of the backstory behind that. Not everybody will see rain. It's just a small chance, but if you do see it, kind of like how it was earlier this morning across portions of our southern zones, had a little bit of rain, but if you see it, you may get a downpour, but that's really about it. The majority of us, like you said, was sunny. Take a look outside. Look at CityCam. Right now, you can see a mixture of sun and clouds out there at this hour. Temperature-wise, not bad either. We're at 41 degrees. 46 is the current temperature at the TV station. But with that wind coming out of the northwest at 8, it actually feels like 36 degrees outside. Our dew point is sitting at 29. Humidity is sitting at 62%. Numbers for today made it to 47 after a morning start of 40. That 49 is where we should be for this time of year, so we are pretty much on par. On the high end, the low end, though, we're still well above normal. And we talked about this. I know Bill's talked about it the past few days. I've been watching while I was dragging back. They've been talking about 2012, how it was just insanely warm. 2012 again, 77. That was the record high. For the record low, you have to go all the way back to 1888. What do you think about that, Dua? 10 degrees below zero. So there's that rain that I was talking about. We had 1,400 of an inch, which brings us to just over 1 3/4 of an inch for the month. Over 6 inches for the entire year, and we're above normal on both ends of the spectrum there. In Eau Claire, you're sitting at 34 degrees. We have cloudy skies. Feels like 26 out there with winds out of the west at 10 miles per hour. Numbers for you guys. Only made it to 39 after a morning start at 33. 44 and 24 is where you should be for this time of year. 69 was the record high, not in 2012. How about 1945? And then 4 below zero was the record low set back in 1989. You guys had a trace of precip for today. Radar scan, we are seeing a little bit of what's looking like precip being picked up on the radar right now, not hitting the ground. It's being picked up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We are seeing a clean sweep. Part of the southern zones, though, tonight may see a little bit of a snow shower, not much to write home about or talk about in terms of accumulation. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s and 40s will greet you. Overall, a mild spring-like evening. Well, now we are in spring, so I guess we can say seasonable for this time of year. We'll see a little bit of cloud cover as we go into your evening and overnight hours. There's that snow chance I was talking about across the extreme southern zones, but other than that, I think we're going to stay mostly cloudy. For your Thursday going into Friday, so there's Thursday. We start the day off with mostly cloudy skies. The clouds dissipate as we go into the afternoon, early evening hours. We'll see mostly sunny skies by the late afternoon hours. And then by Friday, we go back into the upper 40s to low 50s. We'll see plenty of sun for the most part. Maybe a stray shower or two, not out of the question in the morning hours, but still Friday not bad. So here's how we get to the forecast for tomorrow. We'll see upper 20s, low 30s with cloudy skies by the 8 a.m. hour, or the 8 o'clock hour. As we go into the afternoon and early evening hours, we get a break in the clouds. We'll see that temperature really go up into the low 40s. We're going to keep that north-northwesterly flow as well for the next 8 days. So there's that high of 44 tomorrow, 49 on Friday. Scattered showers not out of the question. And then we go back into the upper 40s for Saturday. How about upper 40s, low 50s for your Sunday?
Looking forward to that weekend.
That is definitely t-shirt and, well, shorts weather. I'm already one step ahead of that one. So
you're already getting ahead of the game.
I'm getting ahead of the game,
All right.
my friend.
Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
Well, coming up in sports, the Bucks have the best record in the NBA, and they're back in action tonight at home. Plus, the Spring Grove boys basketball team is looking to bring home a state title. The Lions were in action earlier in the state quarterfinals. Rob has the highlights next in sports.
20th Annual Early Bird Home Show. Lowest prices of the year on 2023 projects. Only at the Board Store Home Improvements. 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse. Get started today.
I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
I won't handle your divorce.
I do know a few things about personal injury law.
All I do is help injured people get the compensation they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford truck to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Gifts, which we are about to prepare from thy bounty.
The Cane Street Community Garden is a fantastic place for the community to come and gather to help give back to anybody in the community.
You're with friends all the time. While you're with friends, you're also giving back to other people in need. And it's fun.
There were severe health complications with my baby when I was pregnant. We made the decision to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Dan Kelly doesn't believe that women should even have that freedom. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly will uphold the criminal ban on abortion. Someone you love might struggle with a pregnancy like I did. And that's why we can't have an extremist like Dan Kelly on the Supreme Court.
I've practiced personal injury law for 4 years.
For 20 years.
For 32 years.
All I do every day
is help injured people get the compensation that they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Spring has officially begun, but the winter sports season isn't quite over just yet. There's still one squad hoping to bring home a state title. Their journey continues today. It's been a phenomenal season up to this point for the Spring Grove boys basketball team. And now the Lions find themselves just 3 wins away from a state championship. Let's head to Minneapolis for the state Quarterfinal, Spring Grove taking on Mankato Loyola at the Williams Arena. First half action, Lions jump out in front. Elijah Solom, nice move in the paint. Spring Grove up by 4. Early second half now, Lions clinging to a 2-point lead, but a beautiful baseline drive here puts the Lions up 4. It's 21-17, and then later in the half, Lions pulling away. Tyson Grindy, strong drive to the cup and lays it in. Lions hang on and get the win over Mankato Loyola, 39-38, as Spring Grove heads to the semifinals. On to the pros now. It's been almost 4 months, but there's optimism in Minnesota that Timberwolves star Karl Anthony Towns could be back tonight for their game at home against the Hawks. Towns has missed the last 52 games due to a calf injury he sustained back in late November. He was expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Then it jumped to 8 to 12 weeks, and now almost 16 weeks later, Towns is finally ready to get back in the lineup and try to help the Wolves get into the playoffs. Minnesota currently a game under 500 on the season, but just a game behind Golden State for that 6th playoff spot. Towns said he'll do a final check before the game, but he does expect to play for the first time since November 28th. The best team in the league is back in action tonight. Bucks will be looking to make it 4 out of their last 5 when they host San Antonio at Fiserv Forum. Milwaukee currently 51-20 on the season. That's the best record in the NBA. Bucks are 2 games ahead of Boston for first place in the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee getting another win this past Sunday at home over the Raptors. Just 11 games left for the Bucks in the regular season, including tonight's game against the Spurs. Bucks are hoping to hang on to that #1 seed and home court advantage throughout the playoffs. And finally, how about those Badgers? Wisconsin getting it done again last night, this time out west against Oregon in the NIT quarterfinals. Badgers fighting all night long. They only had a 1-point lead, though, going into the break. The Ducks made a big run in the second half, going up by 8 down the stretch, but the Badgers battling back. Chucky Hepburn, a huge go-ahead 3 down the stretch. And now Wisconsin is headed to the Final Four of the NIT next week in Las Vegas. They'll take on North Texas in the semifinals. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back.
What fireplace have you always envisioned in your home? Let La Crosse Fireplace Company turn your empty space into something beautiful. We'll design more than just your heat and glow fireplace. We'll help you pick out the perfect stone, mantle, and hearth, making your heat and glow fireplace the vision you've always dreamed of. Isn't it time you've got the space you've always wanted? Visit our showroom or call La Crosse Fireplace Company to get started. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
All right, let's break it down, shall we? Temperatures in the mid-40s tomorrow. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds. Freeze-up chances Friday and Saturday. Sunday, though, I guess we can just do the chef's kiss. Mwah! Look at that, 49 degrees. All right.
Nice. Looking forward to that. Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now. We'll see you back here later tonight.